Yo, what's up? So real quick, just want to run through this Tesla trade I've been stalking for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. Last time the market was in a downtrend like this and we hit the bottom, Tesla rebounded like crazy, being one of the stronger stocks in the market. So seeing a very similar setup right now, and I've been watching it very closely for the last few days, seeing a lot of really interesting things that are making me feel very confident about this setup. So just wanted to run through my analysis, kind of for my own trading journal. So I can review it in the future, but thought I'd just make a video and post it on the internet, and maybe I'd get some helpful insight in the comments, and maybe not, but hopefully somebody can find some value out of this in the future. If not, I know I definitely will. So anyways, mostly doing this for myself, but if anybody else finds value in it, that's awesome. So let me know in the comments. Peace. Okay, so right now we are looking at Tesla on the 15-minute time chart. We are looking at TradingView. I like to do all my technical analysis on TradingView. It's a great platform for that. Okay, so not too long ago we were in a big downtrend here across the whole market. This was across the whole market. Okay, when the market rebounded, Tesla being one of the stronger stocks in the market, it had a huge push to the upside. Okay, like this there were some big crazy pushes in here, and now we have been in a downward trend over across the whole market again. So a similar situation, but what's interesting is right about here we had some negative news from Tesla, some not so great earnings reports, and they also dropped the price of their base model. They dropped the price, so people thought that's not a good sign for the future. But really, I think it was actually a pretty smart business play to kind of open up their clientele base to a broader audience. And realistically, that will probably help their earnings in the long run. I don't think that Tesla is in any sort of trouble. So I think that a lot of this was panic, and a lot of people just sold out of sheer panic. And I think we're gonna get this back, because I don't think this big push down here was really justified. So I think that when the market starts turning around, which it has been, so over the last 3 days, the market started to turn around. The market is now starting to form into an uptrend across the board. If we look at some of these, stock indexes, for example, the Qs, right, you can see that same downward trend, but we've had this big push up over the last couple of days that Tesla's not really following. But then you look at some of the other stronger stocks like Palantir. Look at this, just crazy movement. Okay, so I'm expecting this out of Tesla, but it's lagged behind because of the news. Okay, so we can look at SPY, same thing, right? We've got the same turn in this trend right here. Okay, but what's interesting about Tesla, let's just bring that back up, is Tesla is actually one of the stronger stocks, but it's lagged out in this turnaround here. And now to break it down even more, what I think is really interesting about the price action over the last couple of days. Okay, so we had this big gap down. This big push was based off news for the most part. Okay, but what's really interesting here is this is the market's kind of been turning around here, and Tesla is not. So, but they're right here at the open. We gapped up overnight. So we had a big gap up overnight, but then we reclaimed it and actually pushed back down to the low. Actually made a new low. No, we didn't. We pushed down to the low, and then here again, we gapped the market. Yep, so this is the open. So right here again, we gapped the market overnight. Okay, so here, gapped the market overnight, but it still came down. Now, a lot of the times when you see these gaps overnight, market makers will use this as a tactic to try to incentivize buying. They will gap the market up overnight, which, kind of, people get excited when they see that. It creates interest. So they will do this as a way to incentivize buying or selling sometimes. But But what's interesting is we've gapped the market up in the after hours, but then we've come back down. Okay, then again here we gapped the market up after hours, and then we came back down. Okay, so here again, we gapped the market up, and then we came back down. That's 3 days in a row. They've gapped the market up in the after hours, but then the sentiment in the days just pushed it back down. So nobody was wanting to buy down here, but I really do think that once people see this turn around and they are convinced that it's not going to keep going down, that everybody is going to get on board and we will see that big push up. So kind of what I have mapped out here is I think that if we break this low, this zone here, I think that my prediction is completely wrong. And I'll be looking for, I'll be looking for it to keep going down here probably. But today we had a huge gap up in the after hours, okay, and then we held it. So for the first time over the last 3 days, we gapped the market up and we held it today. So my prediction is that tomorrow they will gap the market up again overnight, okay, and this zone right here that I've drawn in green, the reason that I've drawn this in green is it's a very prominent zone, okay. So it's also this low from the last time that the market was in a downturn, and this is where it turned around. So we're at that same level. Yeah, we pushed down below it, but it's also a recent high, okay. So if we get up above this recent high, I believe that most people will be under the impression that things are turning around and they will keep going up. We've got the Qs going up, everything, for the most part, everything was going up today, okay? Except for the crypto space, but that's a whole different story. So the other really interesting thing about this play is our volume profile. So if you look at our volume profile here, right at the top of this zone, where I think if we break this zone, we're going to see a lot of buying step into the market, okay? And I think everybody will be in agreement about buying, and I think we'll see a big push. But right here we've got a low volume zone, which means that there's low liquidity, which means that price usually will run through those with very little resistance. So if we break through this zone here, I really think that we are going to push through this area of low liquidity really easily. This is also where we have this gap, and I think that a lot of this selling was panic, and I don't think it was really justified. So I think we're going to have a lot of people wanting to buy back in down here at these lower prices. I also think that a lot of this choppy action down here was some of these bigger players building their positions out, and trying to keep it in this range to build their positions, and then we are going to see this push up. So the play here is I'm going to be looking for the gap up in the open, and then I don't think it's going to just keep going up off the open. I think we'll have some pullback somewhere in this zone, and then I think it's just gonna take off. So I'm gonna be watching this at the open. If that plays out, I will be looking at buying some out of the money call options, 0-day expiry, and just holding them probably up into here and possibly to the top of the zone I've marked out. If things just rip up, we might hold it a little bit further, but that's all I'm really looking for is this move right here. So that's the game plan, and we'll see how it plays out. You never know though, right? So that's the play, and we're tomorrow morning we will be here for the open, and we will see how it plays out. So we've got quite a few factors that are playing into this trade, but we're not certain about anything. This is all speculation, and tomorrow we will see how it plays out. So that's the trade. That's what we're looking for. I've been watching this for a couple of weeks, waiting for this to play out. I really think tomorrow is going to be the day that I'm going to see what I wanted to see, but only one way to find out, and you got to be patient. So I will do a follow-up video on this tomorrow. Might even record the trading session live if I'm feeling up for it. But until next time, hope you guys have a good night, and peace out.